Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is your host Nisar. I hope all of you are doing well. So today in this video, I wanted to show you how you can calculate your CRS score. In my previous video, I have shown how to check if you are eligible for Canadian PR through Express Entry program. If you haven't checked that out, I will leave the link in the description below and as well as in this video as well. You can go check that out and then continue this video. Now, to go ahead, you have to come to this website cic.gc.ca to check your CRS score. We have a free tool here to check how many points you get based on your criteria. Now let's scroll down. So see, use this tool only if you are eligible in one of the express entry programs. This I have already covered in the previous video. Now, here in order for you to get an ITA, you need to make sure that your CRS score is above the cutoff. I will talk about that in the video on the later on. I'll explain you how that happens. Now let's go ahead and check the score. Here in I wanted to take an example of two-person, one being X, another being Y. X person, I'll assume that he is single, and then I'll also show you the score, what happens if he has master's degree or bachelor's degree, and based on his IELTS score as well. And then for Y person, I'll assume that he is married, and then I'll show you the points based on his scenario. So let's go ahead with the X person first. I am assuming that he is single. And how old would he be? Ideally, that would be somewhere between, ideally I'm assuming that he is 27 years old. So level of education, first I will consider as bachelor's, and then does he have any Canadian education? So this video is specifically for people who are outside of Canada, so I'll just make that as no. Your official language test, yes. And then which language test did you take? So most commonly IELTS is the language test which people prefer. I'll just go with that. So now I am considering that he has an average score. Let's see what his points would be with bachelor's degree and an average IELTS score. So 6.5, 7.5, 6.5 and 6.5. Now, does he have any other language results? I'll keep this as not applicable. Work experience. Here it is asking in last 10 years, does he have any skilled work experience in Canada for knock O, knock A and knock B, knock 0, knock A and knock B. I will say that as no, none or less than a year. In last 10 years, how many total experience he has in foreign skilled worker experience category. So here you can uh, claim points for up to 3 years. Even if you're having more than 3 years, you'll get a points only for 3 years. So that would be 3 years or more. Do you have any certification? I'll just keep this as no. This certification is from a Canadian province. That's why I have kept it as no. Now, do you have a valid job offer supported by LMIA? I have spoken about this in my earlier video. You can go and check that out if you need more information. So I will just keep this as no because LMIS are not easy to get by. Now, do you have any nomination certificate from a province? For now, I will keep this as no, and I will show you what happens if you make this as yes. Now, do you have any relative in Canada who is a citizen or a permanent resident? So for most of the people that's no, but if you are having someone you are lucky, you can claim up to 15 points from them. For this case, I'll just keep it as no. Calculate your score. You can see for age I am getting 10 points. You have a breakup of how many points you are getting, and your final score would be 360. So this is the case if you have a bachelor's degree and an average IELTS score. Now let me do one thing. Let's say that Mr. X has a bachelor's degree and he has rewritten his IELTS exam and he has scored well. Let's make his IELTS score as 8777, as people say that is a magical number. So 8777. Now you will see a drastic change in the score. Calculate your score. It will jump from 360 to 429. So as you can see, there's a difference of around 69 points just for cracking the IELTS score of the point 0.5 band. Now let's assume that he is also having a master's. Now if we calculate his score would be 469, close to 470. As you can see, 470 is the score for a person who is single, who is having master's degree, and he is having an IELTS score of 8777, 8 in listening band. Now let's go to Y person. Let's calculate his score now. He is married. His spouse or common law is citizen or a permanent resident of Canada. That's usually not the case. No. Will your spouse or common law partner come to Canada? Of course, yes. Now, it will ask some additional information about your spouse. What is her education, and then does she have an IELTS exam and all that. So in this case, I am considering that Mr. Y has a master's degree and he has a IELTS score of 8777. If he is single, he was getting score of 469. Now, if he is married, let's compare how it goes. I'll assume that his partner has a bachelor's degree and no experience here in Canada, and then she did not give any IELTS exam. So I'll make it as not applicable. Calculate your score. As you can see, the score has dropped from 469 to 450. Now in order for you to improve this score, you have only one option. One, that is to increase your IELTS score or help your partner and then increase her IELTS score. Here I have kept it as not applicable, right? So I'll just make it as IELTS, and I will give her, I will assume that she also has 8777. Let's calculate how much score how much score Mr. Y gets. Here he gets around 470 points. I mean 470 points. Previously, if he Mr. X, I have shown his score. It was 469 if he is single. Now, if you are married and then even your spouse has 8777 in her IELTS, then your score would be 470. Now, let's suppose that she does not have 8777 in IELTS. Let's make it 6.5 only, and then in that case your score goes down to 462. You can see how much difference it is making. So using this tool, you can calculate based on your scenario how many points you are getting, and then you can jump into the pool. Now here's the thing: when you jump into the pool, you, in order for you to receive an ITA, that is invitation to apply for Canadian PR, you need to meet a certain cutoff. So in here in Canada, bi-weekly draw happens wherein they decide a cutoff score for CRS. If you are having a score above that cutoff, you will get an invitation to apply for visa, and then based on all the documents submitted, your visa processing starts. Now let me show you how the trends are going on for this cutoff scores, so that you will get an idea and then you can plan accordingly. Now if you come to this link, I will leave this link in the description below. Express entry rounds of invitation, how many invitations they have given out for different rounds. You can see the whole history here. See, last draw has happened on September 28, 2022. Number of invitations that they have issued is approximately 3,750, and the CRS score was 504. Down below, you can see the previous rounds records as well. If you go here, you can see how many invitations they have been giving and what has been the CRS score. One interesting thing here to note is that during COVID, these all program draws were paused. Let me show it to you. I think the last draw happened somewhere in December. Yeah, no program specified draw. I mean, in this you get an invitation for everyone, not only Canadian Express class or provincial nominee program. Here, uh, all of them will be in pool and you will get an invitation. So this happened in December 23, 2020, where the cutoff score was 468. So after that, due to COVID, all program draws were closed, and then they have resumed that recently in July. Yeah, in July 6, 2022. And once the draws are back, the CRS score has jumped from 469 to 557. Now, seeing the trend, it is gradually coming down, but I feel that it will come down and stop somewhere around 480 or 475 mark. So I request everyone to plan accordingly. If you are short in some points, try to gain as much points as possible by rewriting your IELTS exam. Now in this website you also have a how do I put this, library, I would say, of people, how many people are there in the pool, and what is their CRS score, what is the range. So by this you can assess how many people they are already are having how many CRS points. If you come down, scroll down here, as you can see, people with 600 to 1200 CRS points, there are 479 candidates. You might be wondering, Mr. X and Mr. Y, on best case scenario they were only gaining 470 or 475 points. How come people are getting 1200 points? That is because I have been talking about provincial nominee program, right? Do you remember? So, do you have a nomination certificate? If you have a nomination from provincial, I mean any PNP or any Canadian province or territory, you get an additional 600 points. So your score goes up. So you can see provincial nomination, you got 600 additional points. It goes up to 1062. So that would be helpful for people who are having CRS score of around 300 or 400 points. This would give a boost for them, and then guarantee that they would get their Canadian PR. Now I will leave this link in the description below. You can go check this out and then plan yourself on how your CRS score is and how you can improve that. That's it for today, guys. I hope this video was helpful to someone. In future, I am planning many more videos regarding the immigration. For example, how you can get your documents evaluated, or what are different types of PNPs that are being offered here in Canada. And if you have received your ITA, what would be your next steps? So stay tuned. Do subscribe to my channel to get updates regarding that. Thank you very much. Do like this video and subscribe to my channel. Bye bye. Take care. Have a great day.